In a bustling suburban town, Ethan, a young high school student, found himself grappling with his self-worth amidst the pressures of adolescence. One evening, he approached his father, a seasoned antique collector, and asked, "Dad, how can I understand my own value?" His father, sensing a teachable moment, handed Ethan a peculiar shimmering rock from his collection and instructed, "Take this stone to different places and present it without a price tag. If someone inquires about its cost, simply raise 2 fingers and don't say a word. Start with the weekend flea market." Curious, Ethan headed to the market the next day. As he meandered through the crowded aisles, a cheerful vendor spotted the stone and asked its price. Ethan, following his father's advice, raised 2 fingers. $2, guessed the vendor. Ethan, surprised by the low offer, declined and hurried home to recount the experience to his father. "Interesting," mused his father. "Now take the stone to the local art gallery. Let's see what happens there." The following weekend, Ethan visited the gallery, his nerves slightly calmed by familiarity with the process. Not long after arriving, a hobbyist collector noticed the rock's unique luster and approached Ethan. Repeating the gesture, Ethan raised 2 fingers. $200, surely, exclaimed the collector. Flabbergasted by the increased offer, Ethan rushed back to share the news with his father. Smiling knowingly, his father then said, "There's one more place you should visit, the prestigious jewelry store downtown." With the rock securely in hand, Ethan entered the upscale store, where an expert jeweler immediately recognized the stone's rare quality. Upon seeing it, the jeweler was visibly excited and asked for the price. Again, Ethan showed 2 fingers, and the jeweler eagerly responded, $200,000, it's a deal. Overwhelmed and elated, Ethan returned home, the weight of the stone in his pocket now feeling like a treasure trove of wisdom. As he recounted the jeweler's astonishing offer to his father, the old collector's eyes sparkled with pride and anticipation for the important lesson he was about to cement in his son's mind. "You see, Ethan," his father began, leaning forward as if to emphasize the gravity of his words, "this stone, much like life, reveals its worth based on where it is appreciated. In the flea market, amidst old toys and worn-out books, it was perceived as just another pebble, perhaps pretty but largely insignificant. However, in the art gallery, it stood out to someone who recognized its lesser yet still noteworthy qualities." His father paused, ensuring Ethan was absorbing every word. And in that upscale jewelry store, in the presence of a connoisseur, its true value shone brightly. The jeweler saw beyond the surface, understanding the rarity and the story behind the rock, much like how we should appreciate the deeper qualities in people. Ethan listened intently, the scenarios vivid in his mind, each environment bringing a different value to the same object. Similarly, your life's worth depends heavily on the context and the company you keep. If you place yourself among those who cannot see your true potential, who focus only on the surface value, you might find yourself undervalued. His father continued, his voice firm but gentle. But when you surround yourself with people who appreciate your deeper qualities, your strengths and potential, you will not only thrive, you'll also live a life that feels fulfilling and valued. The room was silent for a moment as Ethan absorbed the metaphor. The weight of the rock, now symbolic of the significant lesson learned. "You must understand, son, that your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth." His father's voice softened. "Just like this stone, you may be priceless in one setting and overlooked in another. It's all about finding where you're valued and cherished." Ethan nodded, a profound sense of clarity washing over him. He understood now that he wasn't just some high school kid struggling with self-esteem. He was a unique individual capable of great things depending on where he chose to shine his light. This revelation, simple yet deep, would shape his journey through life. He learned to seek environments and relationships that recognized and celebrated his intrinsic worth, a lesson that would guide his decisions from personal relationships to professional opportunities. "Thank you, Dad," Ethan finally said, a grateful smile spreading across his face. He felt equipped, like he had been given a map to navigate the complex terrains of life's worth and values. As the lessons settled in his heart, Ethan knew that wherever life might take him, the essence of his father's words would always guide him. Find your place where your worth is known and celebrated, and there you will indeed thrive. For more Simply Sound advice stories just like this, like and subscribe.